Hi everyone, I'm Sarah and I work for Better here in Cambridge, and we are here at the Abbey Leisure Complex to do your gym induction for the outdoor session virtually. So we're here for the Healthy You Virtual Festival. Let's go. Now that we're here on the outdoor area, let's get warm. So we're going to start off by making sure that your body's nice and warm, whether that is jogging on the spot, whether you want to go for a little walk around, it's entirely up to you. But we need to make sure that your body is warm, the muscles are warm, ready to start our exercises. So making sure that your shoulders are nice and warm, forwards and backwards. Bringing those knees, so knees, hips up and then back. And not forgetting your centre, making sure your lower back, very important, is nice and warm. So doing a few more of those as you go along. You can also use the bike that is here. So we just need to carefully sit on the top, making sure you are holding on, feet secure on the pedals, and then we'll push going around. So this one, just be careful of where your feet are, especially this time of year, that your feet might be a bit wet. So we're just going to push ourselves round on here. Another option that you can do, again carefully bringing yourself down, is using the steps. So we've got our lower step here, which you can be stepping up and down, not forgetting to make it fair and change legs. Doing a few of those, making sure that you're bringing your arms in as well. Get those arms nice and warm as well as your legs. Okay. If you're finding that is okay, increase that warm up, move yourselves onto the next one. Stepping up and down. Now this one will feel a bit higher, so we can step up and then back down. Making sure that your foot is secure on the top. We're not just putting our toes on, your whole foot. Push up to the top, standing tall, and then stepping back down again. Okay. Again, moving those shoulders, making sure your legs are happy, and to the centre as well. Good. And then we can get going on our next piece. Okay, so you'll find these boards in different parts around the equipment. These have got ideas, different things that you can do on the equipment. So this one here is working through with our kettlebells. So we've got 6, 9 and 12 kilograms. Don't be put off by them. Okay, so there's different things we can work on, legs, arms, and through your sides as well. So making sure that you have the bar in your center, bend your knees, and lifting up. Feet wider, so I can come a little bit sideways so you can see, and then we can bend your knees, bring that down, and then pushing up again. If you find that that's a bit too much on your arms, you can bring it down, walk your feet slightly closer, but obviously not too close. We don't want to bump our noses on the pole. And again, bend and pushing up. So this way you are still using the weights, but more on legs than arms. If you want to go for some arms, we can push and back to your center. Shoulders staying down, push and center. You can watch the weight as it goes up and to the center, or you can look straight ahead to the pole. As you finish, just carefully popping those down. Lots of different things, so I'm going to move on to the next one. You can stay on the same one, you can move yourself along, you can say do 4 or 5 on one, same exercise on the next one, same exercise on the next one. It will then just get tougher as you go along. So some other things that we can do, you can pull with one arm. Again, making sure that you are not tilting. We don't want to tilt as we pull. Staying nice and centered. Bend your knees as you lift that up. Good. Then at this point, you can tilt and up to the top. So it's a small movement through your side, tilting down and up to the top. With this one, very important that we're not leaning forwards, you're not leaning back, staying upright. Tilt and to the center. So this will work through your obliques at the sides. Popping it down, bending your knees. Good. Again, let's come back and have a little look here. So this is the one that I've just done for your sides here, and one that we were doing pushing and then adding those arms. You can then push them to the top. Another exercise you can do for your arms, so this one's a little bit tougher here, adding in legs as well. So this one, we can go for bending your knees, bringing it up, turning your hand to push up. Good. So you're going to hook your thumb underneath and your arm here. Okay. So this one, you can hold one foot in front and we can lunge to this point. Good. There's this one. If you want to push it a bit higher, you will have to change where your hand is to push that up to the top. Good. So I'm using my other hand to support, as this one can be a bit tougher to go to the top. Once it's there, you can lunge and push, lunge and push, but be aware that that is a progression to work up to. Again, using my other hand to bring it back down and to the floor. Good. So now we're on to the TRX part. So these ones, they are secure. They're not going to stretch, they're not going to pull. You are going to work with them. So we're going to start with the middle one, using the lines that are on the floor. They're not there just for decoration. So I'm going to start on the closest one. My arms are going to be straight. Don't worry, as I say, you're not going to go anywhere. They're not going to pull you back. Bend your knees and push up. Bend those knees and push up. So you're working your arms because they are holding you up tall. You're working your legs as you are squatting down. You can then pull yourself back up again, and there you are. If you want to progress on this one, feet a little bit closer, one foot lifts slightly off the floor. We lean back and bend and up and bend and up. Make sure that you're fair and you do the same on the other side. Bend and up, bend and up. Good, very well done. Let's move to the next one. So this one, we've got our medium one. Going for some arms. Again, I'm going to step on the closest one, lean myself forwards, bending your arms, pushing up and bending your arms. Now, you do not have to go all the way down. However, if you do and you get stuck, just step those feet forwards. It's not a problem. So with this one, we are aiming to lean slightly forward so you can feel that work, that weight on your arms, and bend and push. As you can see, I'm just doing a little bend and it is still working. Good. And up to the top. Good. Another one you can do on here is going the other way. Let me just turn those one round. So hands underneath, pulling back. This time I'm going to stand further back and walk my feet closer. Pull and arm straight. Pull and arm straight. To make this one tougher, you walk your feet closer to the bar. Pull and down. Good. And again, when you've had enough, just stand yourself up and bring it back in. If we're feeling adventurous, we can go to the low ones. These ones are mainly used if you're going to be bringing your hands down or lying down on the floor. So I'm going to bring my hands down here, hook my feet in, and in this position, nice and secure. So I don't have my toes on, I've got my foot in that space. From here, you can just stay here. That works nice and well through your core and your arms. You can move your legs. You can bring your legs out and in. You can even put your bottom in the air, and then back down. Good. When you've had enough, taking one foot down, waiting until you've got the other foot out before you stand up tall. And again, we've got our board with lots of different ideas on. So here we've got our bars, which we can do some balance work on. So if you can start yourself at the end, we can place your hands on the top and walk forwards, keeping your head focused in front, and then walk backwards. As you get happy with that, we can take our hands off and go left. Progression on here is to come up on your toes. Again, I've got my face looking forwards, not looking down, so keeping your heads up. You can even just glance at the end if you don't want to have your head all the way up. Balancing on your toes, maybe backwards. Well done. So we can do that a few times if you wish. To add a bit more, to go more for that strength part, we can walk ourselves to the center, hands on, thumb over the top, fingers underneath, small bend of your knees, and jump and back down. So we can jump and back down. Good. With this one, straighten your arms as you go up, making sure that you bend your arms and bend your knees as you land. To increase, as you go up, hold. You decide for how long, and then back down again, bending your knees as you land. We can come up, bend your knees, and back down. It's entirely up to you how long you hold each one. But it's to get that bounce, that power, using through your muscles or balancing, walking forwards and backwards. Now we're going to look for some stomach exercises. So with this one, again, please be careful as you bring yourselves on. Take a seat to start off with, and then shuffle your bottom so that you can hook your feet underneath the bar. Bring yourself a little bit closer, and then carefully line yourself down. Supporting behind your head, keeping the gap between your chin and your chest, looking up to that lovely sky, lifting and lowering. Lift your heads and shoulders and back down. Breathing out as you lift up, breathing in as you lower down. Keeping your feet hooked underneath. So that's one option that we can do. Carefully bring yourself up, and you can turn around. With the angle of this one, to sit yourself up nice and tall, you are engaging those stomach muscles. You can increase by leaning yourself back slightly, keeping your shoulders down. We've got the support if you want to hold on at the sides. Lifting your legs. You can swing your legs down and bring them back on the top. Legs down and back on the top. If you feel as though you are balanced, you can tap on the top of the posts and you can twist from side to side. Each one of those exercises will work through your centre. There's just different ways of doing them. Here we've got two different types of bars. So with this one, you can do lots of upper body exercises, but we're also going to bring in your legs as well. So it's up to you which one you choose. The higher ones just give you that little bit more stability through your arms, whereas with the lower ones, you are going to be working a bit more through your centre, and so you're slightly lower. So what we can start off with is moving those legs. So we can march and do some mountain climbers. So with this one, your arms are supporting you, stomach muscles are working, and your legs and your hips as they are marching up and down. You can stay with those arms, bend and push. So similar to what we were doing on the TRX at the side, bend and push. I'm not asking you to go all the way down as far as you can. It's to bend those arms and push them back to the top. Again, if you do go too far, just move those legs and stand yourself up nice and tall. Now the picture on the side is showing dips. If you wanted to do some of those, we've got a few ways of doing them. So your hands are on the top and your legs are leaning against the bars. You can lift your legs. But I hear you say that's not working your arms. So we can step them forward slightly and you can bend to sit down and come up tall. So you're bending your knees and bending your arms, touching just on that pole and pushing up tall. Down and up. You can not sit down, just working those arms, or we can step forwards and bend your arms. You will get more movement through your arms if you do this on the lower one. And if, as the picture, if you want to be brave, you can lift up those legs onto the pole and then hold on the top and maybe even bend. Here we have our monkey bars. So with this one, can look a bit daunting. I've got some tips. Bring yourself stepping on that lower branch, hands on the top, both together, and pull yourself up. Dip underneath to hold onto the top. Thumbs underneath, fingers hooked around on the top. And here, you can lean yourself forwards and then come tall, just so you can start to feel taking your body weight. We can step off and then drop down. Make sure that you bend your knees as you come to the bottom. I come around again. Carefully stepping on the top, both hands up to lift onto that second one. You may have heard or seen that if you hang on bars, it stretches your spine. That is true. So we can hold here for a few seconds and then drop down again, bending your knees as you land. Or you can work your way across. So we can have one hand and the other hand, but you need to be stronger than what I am to work your way across. So I shall leave that one up to you. So here we've got a ladder on the floor, and then just over this side we've got some spots on the floor. Lots of things we can do here if you're looking to work out a bit more after or before going on any of the equipment. So this one we can run through 1 foot in each bit. That works quite well. You can jump in each one, keeping your knees soft, using those arms to swing and working your way all the way along to the end. Quick feet, in and out, in and out, in and out, all the way along to the end. I know we all like a bit of hopscotch. We can jump in and jump out on the line. Jump in, jump out on the line. Again, my knees are staying soft. Each time I land on the floor, my knees are bending. In and out. All the way. Let's have a look at those spots. Over on this side. Similar things that you can do. You can jump in. We can do some hopscotch as we go along. Run to the next one. And jump along. Not just jumping. If you bring your feet, one each, your hands, one each, you can tap your opposite hand and foot in. So this one we're kind of doing a little bit of a crawl, so we're not working too much through your center. You can stretch those legs out so they're a bit further away, and we can step into the circle and into the circle. Tap and tap. Bring yourself up nice and tall and do some jumps in all of them as we go around. Good. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed your outdoor induction. If you want to be a little bit warmer in this time of year, please feel free to pop in to the Abbey Leisure Complex or look on our website for your indoor gym induction.